In half a mile, turn left onto Pearl Road.
Hey there, fine people.
At the next lights, turn left.
At the next lights, turn left. My British mistress is guiding me on my way to Oil City, Pennsylvania. Hey there, everybody. PTPOP here. With all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back. And today,
At the lights, turn left onto Pearl Road.
I am making a trip east to Oil City, Pennsylvania to visit my great-grandparents' graves. And light's green, buddy. It is really green. Thank you. I know you're too busy putting a pinch between your cheek and gum there, buddy, but that's okay.
In half a mile, turn right.
Got behind a good old boy with a wheelbarrow on the back of his pickup truck, pulling his bud. So I'm on my way to Oil City, Pennsylvania to see my great-grandparents' graves.
Go past these lights, then at the next set, turn right.
Many years ago, my sister was doing a family tree of my family, and I found it in an old email she sent me like in 2007.
At the lights, turn right.
And I found their dates of birth, and I found their dates of death and where they were buried. Not where they were buried, but what town they died in. And my mother's side of the family.
In about 1 mile, turn left to merge onto I-71 south towards Columbus.
I-71 south. Hold on a second here. I just went the wrong way. I gotta turn around. I went right past the turnpike. I don't usually take the turnpike because
in about 1 mile, turn left to merge onto I-71 south towards Columbus.
East. I will. Hold on there, honey. Stop bugging me. This damn British lady, she keeps bugging the hell out of me. So I've got my mother's side of the family is from Pennsylvania. And before that, they were from the East Coast. I think both my grandmother and my grandfather's families were in New York, New Jersey area. And before that, their families were from Scotland. Because if it's not Scottish, it's crap. So I'm going to visit my mother's side of the family that was from Pennsylvania. And I'm trying to figure out, I guess this is not where I'm going to go. I don't know where I'm going. I got to turn around. I missed a turnpike.
At the lights, turn left, then turn left.
At the lights, turn left, and turn left, and turn left, and turn left. I tell you, turn left, thank you. Turn left, I tell you. So I was headed to Oil City to visit with some artist friends, Rafi and Clee, but due to a scheduling conflict, we had to cancel. But I still wanted to go to visit my grandparents' graves. Now, when I was a kid, my mother would tell me these stories about her family, or she wouldn't tell me, but she'd tell all of us about her family and things they had done and accomplished in their lives, and I was always like, yeah, whatever, Mom. And there was this story that she told that one of her relatives, I could swear she said this, that one of my relatives...
At the stop sign, turn right onto Whitney Road.
...was...
Proceed to the route. Turn right.
a founder of, or one of the founders of the first oil well derrick
onto Whitney Road
in Titusville, Pennsylvania. And for those of you that don't know, Oil City and Titusville.
At the next lights, turn left.
This lady, she just will not shut the hell up. Maybe I should refrain from telling my story until the British lady is done getting me onto the turnpike, because I, like a moron, I missed it. I don't know, what is this guy doing?
Turn left onto Pearl Road.
So, allegedly, somebody
At the lights, turn left.
on my mother's side of the family either helped discover or did discover their first oil well derrick in Titusville. I think it was Titusville, Pennsylvania. Now, Titusville and Oil City at one time, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, was the oil hub of the country. I don't know about the world, but it was the place to go in the United States.
Stay in the right lane.
If you wanted to work in the oil industry, because they found a huge, I don't know, lake of oil underneath this area in western Pennsylvania, and they were drilling for it. And there were millions of people moved the area and were working in the oil industry. So I wrote to...
Merge onto I-80 East, then continue straight on.
I wrote to the Oil City, I think it's called the Library Organization.
Merge onto I-80 East, then turn right.
And asked them if they could find my grandparents' graves for me. And I gave them, their dates of birth and their dates of death and things like that. They wrote back to me and they sent me my grandfather's obituary. And my great-grandfather's.
At the stop sign, turn right to merge onto I-80 East, then keep left to merge onto I-80 East towards Youngstown.
I shall you, thank you. A bit off my rocker today, aren't I? People come zipping in here like a bats out of hell, I guess. Easy passing tickets. Gotta get on the turnpike here.
Keep left to merge onto I-80 East towards Youngstown.
Youngstown. Everything is so damn sunny out today. All right, there's my ticket. Thank you, sir. Guess where I'm gonna put it. We want to go east to Youngstown. So, Oil City at one time, this is going to talk to me one more time to tell me to stay on I-80 East for 114 miles or something. So Youngstown at one time was the hub of the oil industry. Sorry, not Youngstown, Oil City. At one time, Oil City and Titusville was the oil hub of the industry in America. And hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people flocked to the area to work in the oil industry. And my great-grandfather, worked
For about 56 miles, continue straight on.
In the oil fields, I believe in Titusville, if not Oil City. But so I wrote to the Oil City Library Organization, and I got my great-grandfather's obituary sent to me, and it was just a beautiful obituary, he was a very well-respected man in the area, and it turns out, I already knew some of it, that he was from Scotland. But he had learned shipbuilding in Scotland. He was a shipbuilder and had learned the trade of shipbuilding, and he came to America and he ended up in Oil City. He worked at some of the shipyards, I think in New York City or in New York on the East Coast, and he moved to Oil City and he worked in construction on the oil fields in Oil City and I think Titusville. And I wrote to them, to the organization that I'm speaking of, I think it's called the Oil City Library Organization. I probably have the name of the company wrong. But I said, I think he was responsible for finding one of the first oil wells in Titusville. And they corrected me and said, no, well, the first person to find an oil well in Titusville was like Sir Francis Drake or something like that. And that was like 50 years before my great-grandfather got to the area. So I don't know. Of course, I didn't listen to my mother's stories, like the insolent little bastard I was, the disinterested person I was, and I wish I had. So now I'm going up to visit my great-grandfather and great-grandmother's graves. And these people put me in touch with the caretaker of the grounds, and the caretaker sent me a photograph. He put a stake in the ground with a red flag on it, and they all told me exactly where the graves are. They said the headstone's a little bit disrepair. I think it's falling over a little bit. And so to go back to my grandfather's obituary, he was a great guy. Everybody liked him. He was well known in town. Kind of a soft-spoken, nice guy who was a great craftsman. He was very good at his job. Very well respected in the community and in his church. He went to the Presbyterian Church in Oil City, and he died of influenza in 1919 during the great influenza pandemic. And I thought it was kind of interesting because I think at the same time, his brother Alec, my great uncle Alec, I think it was his brother, was in World War I, fighting over in France. And I think it's kind of weird how they have these pandemics every time a war breaks out, or they have pandemics. I don't know how you would make an influenza pandemic break out in America, but I guess it killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in America. And which was significant back then, because the population of the country in 1910 wasn't as big as it is now, obviously. So anyway, he died of the flu, and in the obituary, the doctor that tended to my grandfather said that my grandfather had one of the worst cases of influenza that he had ever seen, and he died from complications related to the flu and pneumonia. So it was kind of sobering, and it was very nice to see that he was so well respected and people thought so highly of him. And I'll post some of the obituary here. I'm driving into the sun and the phone's going to heat now, so God only knows how long I'll be on here. Probably won't be much longer because the phone's about to bite the dust. I can guarantee you. So that's what I'm doing this morning, and I'm going to head out there. It's going to take me a couple hours to get out there. I'm going to find the graves. Hopefully I'll find them, make a little video there. I got to stop at the Service Plaza station here to get the phone off of this thing so it's not baking in the sun. This phone I have my phone 8. I got to log off here because the phone's overheating. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what to put the phone. It's not that important. But I'll tell you more when I get to Oil City. We'll see what's going on there. And it should be pretty interesting. So thanks for watching, whoever's out there, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.